And welcome back, sports fans. Mike Fussell here with your latest weekend action. We have a lot to talk about today as many types of athletes are out enjoying the midnight sun. And up first, the Yukon 800 high-speed riverboat race is now underway. The competition is a test of endurance that takes place over 2 days and, as the title implies, spans 800 miles. The event is in its 47th year. Racers will drift across the Chena, Tanana, and Yukon rivers. This year, a total of 12 thrill seekers will be duking it out for the title of champion of what some call the longest, roughest, and toughest speedboat race in the world. They will be faced with unpredictable weather and river conditions. Lower water levels than normal may also prove to be a challenge for boaters this year. 3 past Yukon 800 winners will be in the current competition. Tyler Huntington, Tony Peter, and 2014 champ Tom Kriska made this year's field very competitive. Racers are expected back tomorrow morning. And the Midnight Sun Run is coming up later tonight. This is a look at last year's festivities. The race is now in its 33rd year. It starts this evening at 10 p.m. from the Paddy Center. The race will see somewhat of a change this year, though. The course will differ slightly. Runners from around the state and even farther have traveled to be in the race. Some will even be wearing costumes. So far, more than 2,000 people have signed up to run. Race organizers are expecting a finisher within 32 minutes. Last year's winner, Chris Eversman, from here in town, finished in just over 34 minutes. The finish line will be in Pioneer Park near the dance hall, and that's where we'll be later tonight as well. Tune in at 11 for a special live broadcast from the Midnight Sun Run. And old friends and former Alaska Nanook hockey teammates gathered earlier today for an alumni reunion. The luncheon and locker room tour took place this morning. A number of speakers who have played a part in the Nanook hockey history shared stories and talked about the program's accomplishments. UAF Chancellor Brian Rogers attended the event. Current and former coaches like Rick Schaefer and Dallas Ferguson were there as well. The Alaska Nanooks hockey program started as a club team in 1925 and ran through 1979. The next year, they would become an NCAA-affiliated team. The Alaska Nanooks' current head coach, Dallas Ferguson, says all players, regardless of age, share a common bond.
And we all have our own stories, and yeah, we didn't get them on iPhones, but that's what we're, celebrating. And it's funny, we all come from different eras, but we all wear the same jersey. So that, to me, is what it's all about, and it makes it real special.
And drivers from all across the state were kicking up dust last night as they sped around the track at the Mitchell Raceway. It was all for the second annual Alaska Dirt Shootout. The event was hosted by the Greater Fairbanks Racing Association, but cars that typically compete at the North Pole Speedway joined in on the action as well. The meet consists of a 2-part race taking place on Friday and Saturday. An overall purse of $14,000 will eventually be distributed to divisional winners. The main events of last night got off to an exciting start, but for full results from the 2-day event, check back on Monday with Joe Cook for the weekend recap. And the Alaska Gold Panthers played a special game against a team made up of local adult league players last night. The Panthers got off to a slow start, but the team's Scooter Bynum ended up hitting this pitch, which was originally set to be a 2-run double. A throwing error would then allow Bynum to push off second, round third, and then cash in for an in-the-park home run. And then Alaska's Matt Gelich also managed to steal home plate. The non-conference game was just for fun as the Gold Panthers prepared for the 110th Midnight Sun baseball game. Alaska will face the Seattle Studs tomorrow evening without any lights on at 10:30 p.m. at Groudon Memorial Park. And the Midnight Sun one-pitch softball tournament kicked off last night as well. The first pitch of the competition was at midnight. It was light as day, so participants had no trouble connecting with the ball. A number of local teams took to the diamonds at the Hesray Complex. The event was put on by the Golden Heart Softball Association, included both co-ed and men's divisions. Batters were only given one chance to hit the ball or take the walk, as pitchers started with a full count at the beginning of each at-bat. Round-robin play went into the wee hours of the night, with games starting as late as 1 a.m. Legion Baseball was also in full swing yesterday evening. Both teams from Fairbanks were taking on squads from across the state. The Alaska Wild was matched up against Service at Arco Field. The game would end up seeing a lot of runners cross the plate. It finished with a tally of 18-8, and the Wild taking the victory. The Fairbanks 49ers were challenged by West at Marlin Field. Their contest ended up being a bit closer, but the hometown team was able to squeeze out a victory and win it 4-2 over West. Both teams are set to hit the road late next week for a series of regular season away games. And again, don't forget, we'll be at the Midnight Sun Run tonight, live at 11 p.m. So if you're not out enjoying the festivities, tune in to catch all the action. But for now, we're about at the buzzer for sports. Stephanie Woodard is up next with your full weather forecast. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next weekend.